and so I'd rather lose subscribers than not talk about this. And
I go around universities and have challenging conversations, and because that's what is so important to our country, is to find our disagreements respectfully, because when people stop talking, that's when violence happens.
Hey, Carnivore Hunters, this is Doug.
And this is Rick. So Doug and I were talking over the last couple of days, and there's something I feel like I need to get off my chest. And so I'd rather lose subscribers than not talk about this. And it's time to talk about this. So
yeah, we've had conversations before. We try not to include any kind of politics, anything political on this channel. But just with the events of the last couple of days, we just want to quickly kind of state our piece, and hopefully you guys will indulge us for a few minutes.
So it's time to talk about these things that have really happened over the last week, and the first one was the Ukrainian immigrant who was unalived. Try to speak non-banning terminology here. But this poor Ukrainian girl riding the subway, just trying to go home to be with her partner, and senselessly taken away. Then yesterday we had the Charlie Kirk incident, and something probably most of the nation hasn't heard about. Doug and I have heard about it because it happened in our state. We had another school event where, fortunately, it wasn't a big one like some of the others, like Columbine. It was just a couple of students this time. And I'm not saying just to make it sound lighter. Yeah, I'm not trying to minimize it, but I mean,
but the
probably
fewer casualties, the better in any circumstance, right?
Yeah, and then today, breaking news today was there was what they believe to be a live shooter at Annapolis at the Naval Training College. It's just with everything that's going on. Doug and I, we've talked a lot about gun safety on this channel, and it's time that we talk about this. Not that you're going to get a criminal to do the right thing, but it's a conversation we wanted to have.
Yeah, it's really sad that we're in a situation in this country that people don't think that they can talk to one another, or that by talking to someone you are giving a voice to Hitler, or you're giving a voice to Stalin, or you're giving whatever side of the political aisle you fall on. The whole point of our republic is it's that we have the ability to argue our points of view, even if they're ridiculous. If you truly believe in the First Amendment, then that means you have to defend the speech of someone you don't like saying something that you disagree with. That's defending the First Amendment.
Yeah, with Charlie Kirk, kind of the way it unfolded with me being a night shift worker is I didn't start to hear about it until I went into work yesterday. I was driving in and listening to the news, and I actually went in early yesterday, like mid-afternoon, and because I had meetings, and so I'm listening to the news on the radio, and when I get to work, everybody's talking about it. He was still alive at this point, and then I go into my meeting, and by the time I came back out, he had passed, and it just really bummed me out. Meanwhile, my sister, she's pinging me all these texts that, because either driving or being in meetings, I couldn't look at, but she had one of the front views of Charlie when the incident happened. And I remember this guy on the news, Doug. He said, "Yeah, it sounded like probably a 22 or something." And
I
the
heard that guy
first
too.
thing that popped into my head when our sister sent me that video, I said that was not a 22. That
No,
it was much bigger.
there's a
And
being, we're not firearms experts, but we've hunted our entire lives. We're very familiar. Um, just in the video, I could tell immediately, one, it wasn't a 22 because I heard that commentary as well. But I also heard a lot of these the people in the media saying like, "Oh, he was clearly trained. It was a 200-yard shot, so he was clearly trained." And the reality of it is, I mean, it sounds like he had a bolt action style rifle. 200-yard shots, not that miraculous. It's not a whole lot of training. If that
well,
rifle's
it's a
sized
30-06. It was a
Oh, was
30-06.
it? Okay, so there you go.
That's what they found. Yeah.
Okay,
And
I didn't realize what the caliber was, but so yeah, that's not a fantastic shot with that rifle. Let me just put it this way: it was. You hear a lot of people on the news talking about things that they don't actually understand. Um, and over the last few years, I've come to realize this more and more. I used to trust news sources a lot more than I would say I do today. Um, but every time when you hear someone in the news say something and you know better, um, and they don't know what they're talking about or they're intentionally misleading, it starts to make you doubt all the things that they talk about. So
well, and the other thing too with that, Doug, is with the media. Um, that Doug and I had a long discussion about whether or not we should make this video or not. And one of the reasons I wanted to is because there are people getting fired over comments they're making about Charlie Kirk. And we're talking MSNBC, this
oh
Dodd
yeah.
something. I've never, he got fired for comments he made. I've heard of like 6 or
Well, I think
7
I think he said
incidents.
something along the lines of, and I saw the clip briefly. I wasn't really paying attention, but I think he said something on the lines of, like, basically he thought that Charlie brought it on himself because of his rhetoric.
Yeah.
Which is exactly why we want to have this conversation. We want to encourage you guys to talk to people you disagree with. Uh, they're going to bring a different point of view, and your odds are with a lot of these topics, you're not going to change each other's minds, but at least you can get an understanding of where the other person's coming from.
Yeah. It's, it just makes me angry the people that are out there celebrating this thing with what happened to Charlie Kirk. And to me, the celebrating and the laughing and the cheering, it's just as vile and disgusting as the incident that took place itself. It's disgusting. I don't care what side of the aisle you stand on. There's there's something loose up here if that's what you're doing.
Yeah, I think that's it just points to we have a very bad um, problem in this country with mental health. I think that's something everybody would agree with, and that's how it manifests itself. Like if you're celebrating another person's death, then that's you might want to rethink your life.
Yeah. Like I said, I'd rather lose subscribers than not talk about this. And there's people that aren't going to like what we're saying about this. And it probably exposes us a little bit more as to what our beliefs are. That, like Doug mentioned earlier, we try to avoid that on this channel. But uh, with the way things are going, it's time for us to speak up. And we'd want to do it like Charlie did. Charlie was always respectful, and you hear people saying it all over the place. And you don't have to hear him say it. All you got to do is watch his dialogue with college students that he debates. He treats them all respectfully, and just, from my understanding, a great family man, a great Christian, and a great boss. He helped co-found the Turning Point, and everybody loved the guy. And
you know what I saw recently? Did you see that episode of South Park that came out recently that kind of made fun of him?
I did not.
So you should go and watch it. It's pretty funny. But so one of the kids is basically doing Charlie Kirk style interviews at the school campus there. I can't remember which kid it was, but then like Cartman gets jealous of him because he's like, "You stole my shtick," But anyway, and then the kid ends up winning like a Charlie Kirk award, so they actually do name him by name. And so I saw a video of Charlie Kirk, like basically reacting to being on South Park, and he was laughing. He's like, "Dude, that is hysterical." He's like, "They have me down." He's like, the way I pick up the microphone and put it back down. He's like, "They got me, man." So it's not like he was completely serious and defensive of himself. He was clearly able to laugh at himself.
Yeah.
So I just think it's really important that that people take the time just to understand where other people are coming from. You're never going to agree with everybody. You're not supposed to. Rick and I don't agree on everything, even.
Right.
And we'll argue stuff out sometimes, but at the end of the day, we're still brothers. We still love each other. It's not anything that's gonna like drive a wedge between us. But when we have a disagreement, we hash it out, and sometimes one may change the other's mind. And there's other times where no, we're both going to be too stubborn to move off of our position, but we at least understand the other person's position. And I think you have to do that with everyone, not outside your family, out with the across the political aisle. If you're not a hunter, I'm surprised that you're here, but thank you. But you've already made the first step right there, listening to us. But I do try to talk to people who are against hunting and understand their point of view, and explain to them our point of view, so that they know that we're not just out there just as bloodthirsty monsters either.
Yeah.
So actually, Rick, I think this might be a good time. We're going to insert a little clip of Charlie Kirk here really quick, just a few seconds, just so you guys, this I think really represents what we're talking about more than anything. It's just like 30 seconds. So we'll go ahead and play that for you.
I go around universities and have challenging conversations, and because that's what is so important to our country, is to find our disagreements respectfully, because when people stop talking, that's when violence happens.
All right. Yeah, I think that just about says it all, guys. I couldn't have said it better myself, so I'm just going to leave you with Charlie's words there.
Yeah, so I think we're going to check out here. But before we go, we want to give Charlie's wife and his children and the people that loved him, which was his family, friends, co-workers. We want to send our sincerest condolences to you.
Thanks for bearing with us on this one, guys. We will see you next time.
Bye.